This is my new favorite drone. I have been using this now for about maybe a month, but I can confidently say this drone is the best drone for those that travel. And why is that exactly? Number one, portability. Look at this thing. It fits in your pocket. But not only that, it has nice prop guards, which we will dive into later on. You'll actually see why those prop guards are important. And not just for safety, it actually prevents debris from getting sucked in if you're like flying through a very dense forest area. So like if there's a branch that hits it or anything like that, you don't have to worry about it causing the drone to fall out of the sky. Other things, I'm able to get epic cinematic shots with this drone. I mean, look at this. And here's follow me modes. It lands in the palm of your hand. It has zoom out modes. I didn't even have to do this shot with a remote. It did this shot without needing a remote at all. This shot, I did use a remote, and that's the benefit. It has a whole bunch of different remote options, so you can actually fly this in as easy of way as you want, or in as like technical way as you want. So for those technical drone operators that really want to get some technical shots that there's no smart mode for, you can do that. So like this drone has really just impressed the heck out of me. And by the way, on these days, it was generally windy, but yet you don't see a lot of camera shake, you don't see a lot of jello effect, you don't see any of that cheap drone look. This is very crisp cinematic shots that are totally usable. So I wanted to share this with you. This is very raw footage, and this is nearly 15 minutes of just raw, out of camera, out of drone shots using this HoverAir X1 Pro Max drone. You can find it linked down in the comments, and you can also DM me as well. I might have some discount codes possibly. I'll see if I can even get some better deals possibly from the company and have those for my viewers. But the company sent me this drone, and I get a lot of stuff sent to me, but I've never had a drone really sent to me that performed like this. I've owned DJI, Mavic drones. My friend who came along on the trip actually had a couple DJI drones. You'll actually see right there, I bumped into the wall and it spun the drone around, and the drone was able to fix it and stabilize. The drone does have some obstacle avoidance, particularly in the tail. So if you back up into things, it will stop. But if you hit it just right from the side, it can still end up colliding with obstacles. But the benefit is, because it's so lightweight and because it has such good power, it is able to recover very quickly. So it is a very forgiving drone. It doesn't just, collide, with like a branch or so and just boom, fall out of the sky. Many times it's able to recover. Even in this area here, because there's so much brickwork and stone, I had a little bit of an issue because I had spotty reception there in that one spot, and there was an updraft coming up through that tower from the wind, and it got a little unsteady to where it wanted to push that light drone out. But the drone is excellent. It's great for like level 5 wind resistance. It is able to kick out perfectly still, awesome cinematic footage, even though it's a lightweight drone and even though the conditions aren't ideal. So it's just pretty awesome. Scotland, Ireland, England, all were pretty windy. So we were concerned, flying this lightweight drone, whether or not it was going to work. But we were actually very impressed. There's actually one of these shots here that's coming up here, which just blows my mind how much control I was able to have. Because mind you, yes, I have flown some drones, but I am not a drone pro in terms of flying. But I was able to do this shot, which is incredibly challenging. So I had this idea. Could I fly down the tower column of the castle? And I was really skeptical, honestly. I thought I was going to lose the drone, but it actually turned out pretty darn good. I could have centered it a little bit better, but look at this shot. It's such a cool shot. Would have been a little cooler if I wasn't standing there holding the controller, but these are all things that you improve on over time. But that shot was done with this drone. Then we have follow me mode here. So I'm doing follow me mode in a densely packed wooded area, and right off to my right is a drop off with a waterfall and with, you know, rapids. So if this drone goes tumbling down the hill, it's gone. But it's been incredibly reliable, and it actually follows me very well through this complex kind of wooded environment. Better than any of the DJI drones I've ever owned. We'll just speed up through a little bit of this here. I don't want you to think I'm heavily editing this. I want it to be as authentic as possible. The cool thing is though, once I stop moving, it kind of is stopping following, and you just stick your hand out and it will land in your hand. So it's super easy to use without a remote. My friend here loves drones. He has several drones. He has like the DJI Avatas. He has, you know, DJI Mavic 2s, I think, and everything. But he was even impressed with this HoverAir X1 Pro Max. And right here, we're actually flying through some tree branches even. You'll see that we make contact with some of the branches. But because it has such good prop guards, those branches don't get sucked into the propellers, and it's able to maintain flight. You'll see there, it really collided with the branches there. I mean, it's almost impossible to have a follow me mode where it's going to not hit every little fine branch. So there's not hardly any drone out there that's going to perfectly follow through a dense wooded environment like this without possibly hitting a thin branch. The benefit of this drone is, if it hits a branch, it's staying in flight. It recovers very easily. Here you'll see we're threading between two branches or two tree trunks. My friend's not taking the easy route. He's purposely testing it. We're seeing if we can get this thing to crash. This was a zoom out shot that we did at a beach. This beach happened to have some dinosaur footprints, which was pretty cool. This was a very windy day. And actually, in one of the flights, we got a gust of wind that did actually cause the drone to crash, and the battery popped out, and the drone was perfectly fine. Because the drone is not heavy, it doesn't end up crashing hard. So pretty cool there. This is a look at another house that we ended up renting, and we were just kind of doing a typical drone house, shot. I'll speed up this a little bit just so you can get an idea of the camera angles and stuff I did, but for the most part, just your typical zooming around, but very stable shots. And this was a very windy area. Lots of gusts, especially above the treetops. So this was up in the Highlands in Scotland. But yeah, speeding this up a little bit, kind of getting those different camera angles that we want. You'll notice that it's just very, very stable and smooth. That gimbal does a great job. And even though it's a lightweight drone, it's able to still, kick out great smooth footage. I could probably frame the shots a little bit better. That's drone operator stuff. But for the most part, it's just smooth. It works great. I just got to get more familiar with the controls. Right now I'm flying manually using the remote system. It has this very interesting remote system where it has the beacon controller and then two joysticks that attach, and you can attach your phone to it. You can fly it in so many different ways. But the remote kit is pretty awesome, and if you want to get technical with the drone, it's very useful. So another cool shot here I wanted to show you. I wanted to show you specifically that part. Once again, we hit a tree. Why did we hit the tree? Because the obstacle avoidance is in the back of the drone, and when it is doing dolly track follow, it's kind of flying sideways. So it bumped into the tree sideways, so the obstacle avoidance wasn't able to really detect that. It happens, but this drone can handle it. What I wanted to share with you is this part. So it's been following me this entire time walking around the castle, but this shot, I was not sure it was going to be able to do. I'm walking down into the dungeon of the castle, and it's following me down the stairs into the tunnel system, which is pretty crazy because many drones would get very unstable trying to do this. Also, you'll notice the lighting. We're in a dark tunnel, and it adjusted the lighting very smoothly, and you can see very clearly a great cinematic shot. It's very smooth, almost as if there's a person following right behind me with a camera gimbal. Yeah, this was just a cool shot. It was like a kind of threading the needle type shot. Here we're going to walk around again, and it's still maintaining great follow me mode, not losing me. I just have not gotten this kind of follow me performance from a drone like a DJI or anything. Now, this video is not a fancy video. I'm not editing a big fancy review like other YouTubers or anything. I am simply trying to make the most authentic, down-to-earth review of this drone so that you guys can just see it. It's very raw. I'm not overly editing it. I just want you to see what this drone can do. Once again, we're threading the needle kind of, going through a narrow area. The drone just does it great. It's so easy, and no remote is being used right now. It's simply running autonomously. So here's a little more cinematic look. I'm actually playing this at 10x speed, so it's 10 times faster. But here's all these cinematic shots. You're seeing the framing. You're seeing how smooth it is. Even though I'm playing it at 10x speed, I'm able to, fly into a tight space. I'm able to, get these nice elevated shots, very stable shots. But remind you, this is all playing back at 10x speed. I am not flying at this current speed. This is all just fast forwarded basically. But wanted to show that, you can get these shots that you want to get, shots that everyone wants to get, you can get them. So this is a drone smart mode that doesn't require a remote. You can simply switch it to bird's eye mode, and it will simply leave out of your hand. It'll fly up, and you can actually, in your phone settings from the app, you can switch it so that it's aimed down at you, or you can have it so that it's aimed flat, where it's looking out. And so this one's looking down, and this one's set to 100 feet. And so it simply goes up, and then it comes back down, and you stick out your hand, and it lands in your hand. So that girl right there, that is in the bottom left-hand corner, right here that you see, she actually had the same drone. We don't know her. We just happened to bump into her.
So my buddy Raul is
This is in Edinburgh, Scotland. Here, my friend's trying out the drone for the first time. He has no experience with it. He just wanted to play around with the follow me mode, and he's like, this thing's pretty cool.
Very nice.
Here's a look at it following my other friend who is a drone enthusiast, and it's following him through the wooden environment. He is definitely not taking it easy on the drone. You can see there he's walking through some complex areas that have kind of, miscellaneous branches sticking out in the path. Things that the drone definitely will hit. And the drone is able to very closely follow him, and it's able to recover even when it does occasionally hit a branch. So very, very cool. He's not taking it easy on the drone. He is not choosing easy paths. Here you see he picks up some speed. He starts running between trees, and the drone is able to track him just fine, no problem. I have not gotten that kind of performance out of a DJI drone. I have not seen other drones do this level of follow me mode and with this minimal of effort. He also really liked the fact that you can just stick out your hand, put it underneath, and the drone lands, and he really didn't need to use a remote.
Oh boy.
This here was a look at zoom out mode. So this is something else that was pretty cool. One thing to note, you can actually have it record audio from your phone or from the beacon, and it will stitch it into the video. So if you want to narrate something while it's filming, it can do that. So here's a quick look at how you toggle through some of the smart modes. These smart modes do not require a remote. It simply will launch out of your hand and it will land back in your hand. Very, very simple, easy to use, allows you to get some great shots with minimal effort. Very nice for traveling. And lastly, here's a look at some of the remote configurations. The remote can be used in so many different ways. It's really cool. If you have any questions, comment below. The link is down in the comments. And thank you for watching.